So I'm going to go through all of these slabs that I have in my collection, slash what I'm not selling at the moment. Actually just sold this morning a Rotom V Alt Art from Lost Origin at PSA 10. Yeah, so that one is not in this pile. So I'm going to go through and just record, document all of my graded cards. This one, I don't have it in me to sell it, honestly. Pulled this from one of the Surging Sparks booster boxes I opened. I had it listed, probably a little high, for only like a week, and I took it down because I actually really like this card. I think a bit too much, and I don't, I'm not gonna worry about it with this one. I enjoy this. I'm gonna let myself enjoy it a little bit. Here's another one I pulled. This is from the one and only Paldean Fates ETB I opened, actually. Got super lucky, and it hit a 10. I've picked up a few of these now. I have another one at PSA. So now I've graded 2, and there's another one there. So that'll be the third one that I've graded. And I've graded 2 10s so far. So hopefully can get another 10 on that one. That's at PSA right now. Knock on wood. All right, here's one this one's kind of blowing up lately. Graded a lot. I mean, majority of the stuff I did grade myself. There's a lot of it that I didn't, but I'll tell you when. Sweet from Crown Zenith, super rare. This was like a $40, $50 PSA 10 for like maybe a full calendar year. Oh geez, I gotta be careful of the light blinding people. Sorry about that. Yeah, but this was really cheap for a bit. Yeah, I pulled this from a Crown Zenith ETB. Actually, this is probably from like the first ETB I opened. I opened quite a few, probably a case of ETBs around the release time. Because it wasn't crazy expensive to open some product. It was pretty cheap, considerably cheaper than it is right now to open stuff. And now it's, I mean, I actually haven't looked at it, but maybe it's like, I don't know what it's selling for. Maybe I'll put like a screenshot of like eBay last sold or something. But yeah, I love that artwork. It's pretty cool. You got all like the staples of Galar, mini Calyrex, Inteleon, Zacian, Urshifu. You're missing a few, but like, I say you're missing a few. You're not missing a few. The card is missing a few. Don't worry. Ooh, don't want that to fall over. Ooh, my goodness. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna switch it up after this one. This is also from the last PSA submission I got back. Love this promo. It's so cool, and it's like, I believe it's gone up quite a bit. You don't need to see the back. This is clean. Yeah, this has gotten very expensive very quickly. Yeah, I want to say I picked up this raw copy before I graded it, like for $50, $50 flat. So that it's crazy to see what some stuff is doing right now. But I'm not gonna sell that. That's like something that fits my my collection kind of theme. If there really is a theme, I don't know if there's a theme at all. but I like to have a few things that kind of coincide with the movies. There's so many graded cards here, and I am looking at it. I've really only been going for a few minutes, but I gotta speed it up a little bit. Okay, let me go roll through like one of these stacks that actually might be a little quicker. Okay, so bit niche, Hollow Bleed, Secret Wonders, PSA 9s. I have a few. I'm working on the whole set. Uh, I started picking them up like in the summer last year, spring. Um, this Raikou has 3 swirls. There's one up in the top left corner of the hollow box, and there's one on the actual border of the card there. And then there's also another one in like the text, like down below me. There. Here it is. See? 3 swirls. I'm crazy. Here's another one. Pretty sure there's a swirl in the text here. It's actually harder to see because it's like literally covered by the text, as it should be. We got the hollow bleeding through, like really heavy. And Secret Wonders. Secret Wonders is one of those sets that like they just had a massive hollow bleed. Like it's somewhat common for this set specifically. I mean, there's Diamond and Pearl era sets that also are pretty common with hollow bleed, but Secret Wonders, swirl in there. I like the list of Pokemon in Secret Wonders also. So like putting this set together with all hollow bleed PSA 9s. It's like the dumbest shit ever. Excuse my French, but I'm enjoying it. Yeah, but Secret Wonders is like nice swirl up there on top. This is actually one of the first ones I picked up. This is like $30. Like, maybe it's not undervalued at $30, but like, I think it's really cool. No matter what, I think there's something cool about it. But Secret Wonders, anyway, on the hollow bleed subject, it was really common in this, like amongst like the printing of Secret Wonders. So it's not like super duper hard to find copies of these hollows with a lot of hollow bleed like this. This licky. They're not crazy hard to find. And I really don't believe they add any value by my standards, or well, I think it does for me personally, but that's not something that I'm going to project onto the market. I think there are people that value things differently in this hobby. Anyway, I keep looping around Secret Wonders. Maybe I actually did I. Yeah, it was just common for hollow bleed and Secret Wonder. Well, it's not like it was like every hollow had hollow bleed and like, oh my god. But there were booster boxes I've seen opened. I never opened a booster box of Secret Wonders. I'd open like 3-pack blisters or like a blister pack like when I was a kid. So like I never got the conscious adult perspective of and having the knowledge of really what I was looking at. So I don't believe it was like every booster box you're getting, oh my god, Hollow Bleed. But I have seen that it was maybe a PokeRev video. He opened a booster box of Secret Wonders, and every hollow in the box had Hollow Bleed. But there are times where there's going to be no Hollow Bleed. I would say that's the majority. I would say it's probably less frequent for the Hollow Bleed to pop through. But good God, that's a horrible tangent that I still have so many cards. I might even cut some of that. Because good Lord. Okay, Delcatty EX from Crystal Guardians. Really like EX era PSA 9s. Got a nice swirl up on the border, up on the top border there. Oh, and a little, actually, half a swirl on the border there too. Funny story, this Delcatty, I picked up, not this one specifically, I picked up a PSA 5 at the first ever card show that I went to. I actually paid $10 more for the PSA 5 of this card than this PSA 9 that I bought at my local game store. Just like in the beginning of the fall, maybe like September. That was like $55. I'm pretty sure I paid for that. Crazy. And it's not like Delcatty is like Stonk Dog Supreme Millionaire kind of card, but it's an EX and it's super clean. Like, tell me that's not like, could be a 10 one day when it grows up. All right. Moving on. Sandstorm, Gardevoir. I do really like Sandstorm. This is probably my favorite EX in Sandstorm. I do like the Aerodactyl, I do like the Aggron, I do like the Raichu. This is probably, I think it's like 120 bucks right now. It hasn't really moved up or down since I picked this up. I think I got it for like 110. Again, like my local, oh my god, just hit my phone. My local game store, they got like a massive like collection that they bought, and it was a lot of EX era, a lot of like Neo, a lot of Diamond Pearl era, and I was there almost every week to pick up the scraps that they had gotten back from their submission. And like there was a ton of gold stars and stuff too that I, maybe thinking back on it, probably should have just pulled the trigger on, but I am glad that I picked up some of the stuff I did. This is really cool. I love the orb that he's holding. It's like, he's like, well, it's like my tail orb. I think that like that placement makes this card like so much better and cooler. Like, and there's no swirl on this either, but the hollow orb being right there in his hand, and he's holding it up next to his tail, like, I think that's super cool. So that's why I picked that one up. I think that was also like close to 100 bucks. Maybe it was like 80 I paid for that. This one was, I think I paid like 160. I remember what I paid for the EXs. 160. I don't know what this is doing right now, but I don't think really any evolutions are hiding in the shadows at the moment. I think people caught on. I do like this artwork. I think I also like the fact that like there are multiple people in the shop that I bought this from that were like, "You like that artwork?" I was like, "Yeah." So that also, like, you know, this is not the people like selling it either. Like, this is people like standing on the same side of the case I am. Like, all right, I'll pick it up if you're not gonna. Um, this is the first PSA 10 that I have had in my collection. It's the very first one. Fun story, I got this from a mystery box. Forgive me, Rattle. I bought a mystery box. Like, my first month in. Like, I got this and another surprise that is actually in here. But this was the first ever. This is actually the first ever graded card that I've owned. So, fun fact, I'll be keeping this one probably for a while, just off of that fact alone. It's kind of funny too. Like, I remember, and this is a little bit of embarrassing, but when I got this, I like was going, like, went into my local shop and was like really excited about it and like looked it up. It was like, I saw the population. This was like when I first really like learned like the meaning of population. Not that like I understood what population meant, but like, I didn't really know what low pop meant. I just didn't know that yet. And it was like I went in there like yeah, I mean it's kind of like low pop. This graded card I got, it's like 750 of them, and like it was a new ish promo, like readily available promo. Anyway, embarrassing, but I'll share that with you 20 some odd minutes into this, or whatever, 15 minutes into this. Makes me laugh. Here's one that's kind of movie centric. This is from my last PSA submission as well. Love the texture on these. This is a $4 raw card from the X and Y era, and it hit a 10, so that's nice. And I like it because of the Volcanion movie and the Megairn movie, all that. Mega Tyranitar. I got this at CollectCon New Jersey raw. And then I graded it as a 10. Ancient Origins. It's gone pretty crazy. And there's stuff in this set that I would rather have than this, so I'm hanging on to it for a little while. Because I also like it, but there's stuff from Ancient Origins that, if I'm going to keep one card from Ancient Origins, I'd rather it be something else. But I'm hanging on to this for now. Okay, well I'll get into this. We'll go into some more. So here's like probably one of my favorite cards in my collection. You got the Swirl on Celebi. This is a secret rare from Unseen Forces. Get a nice swirl coming off her fingertip. This is the shit. This is where it's at. I love this. Just the full-on barrage of green on this EX it's just awesome. I love this card. And Unseen Forces, like, don't forget there's a, like, ooh, nice, it makes the hollow look really, really full. Holding it down below the light. Nice. don't forget about Unseen Forces, and it is a Gen 2. It's a Gen 2 set. It's like all Johto. So, don't forget. That exists. It's not modern, but if you like Gen 2. Alright. Here's a banger. That's cringe. Double, that's, oh my god, double cringe. Yes, this is this makes me happy, makes me smile. Yeah, Salamence from Delta Species. Salamence. This is the only EX era PSA 10 that I own. I don't want to get rid of this right now, although with how crazy things are, I still really like this as part of my collection. Like, the vast majority of what I'm showing in this is not going to be sold through this, like, crazy boom, because a lot of stuff I've already sold. I've been selling a lot into this hype, and kind of narrowed it down, which is crazy. I mean, like, okay, I can't say the vast majority of stuff I'm keeping, like, a lot of it I am, but it's there's some stuff that I will continue to sell. I am vending soon, so that's one thing. I am gonna have some cool stuff in my case. I want to make sure I have cool things to sell. But yeah, I'm just not really. I'm not looking to sell, like, the stuff that I really love right now. Nice Ho-Oh EX from Unseen Forces. Like, this kind of stuff is like what I flip for. Like, this is why I flip stuff, is so that I can get my hands on this stuff. Like the Celebi and this Ho-Oh. Well, actually the Ho-Oh not so much, because I think I just paid outright for that, like $250. But the Celebi, this is a result of a trade. Like, not like a full trade 1-for-1. There was cash involved, and I also love the cert number. That makes it for me. It's a 9. Got 3 9s. You got a swirl. It's a backwards 9. I am crazy. Maybe you already knew that. But this, I traded a Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX PSA 10. I guess this was in like June, because the Sword and Shield Altarts had like a pretty big uptick around then, and I did have a lot of stuff that I had already graded, and I did take advantage of that stuff rising, and this also being on the market at the same time, which there's, right place, right time involved in that, but like, getting this kind of stuff doesn't happen without flipping or making trades. So that's just to add that. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. Got a freaking baller swirl. It's like he's conjuring it at the end of the tail. Mewtwo from Expedition. Vintage. I get boring, some may say. Yawn, even. That's alright. Don't worry about it. Ooh. Yeah. Love that one. I'm a Mewtwo fan. If you didn't know, I'm also a Giratina fan. Picked this up at the first Collecticon I ever went to, from Eterna City Collectibles. Cool dude. But look at the texture on that, though. Yeah, buddy. It's first edition, not unlimited. Not so rare, after all. But the Get promo. Now just picture it. I got the Get promo, Giratina, next to this one. Yeah, that would be sick. Vaporeon from EV Heroes, Japanese EV Heroes. This is the good stuff. Let's see what else we got. Japanese. I believe this is Triplet Beat. You got Getsus, Boss's Orders. It's like plotting over the desk. Pretty cool one. Yeah, kitty cat. Yeah, bud. What's she doing? There. Chen Pao. SAR. From Snow Hazard. I opened a lot of Snow Hazard. I got, we could call it Freezer Burn. Wink, wink. But I did keep this one. I had pulled a couple of these, and I sold one when it was hot. I want to say like the first time I sold one of these was like 140. I actually don't know what this is doing right now. So I don't know. Maybe it's doubled. Fuck if I know. Ooh, I'm really swearing today. Sorry. Yeah. Collection X. Little texture check on that. Unlimited. There's no first edition stamp down there. Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. I think this is unconventional. I think it's niche. And fairy type? Is that gonna happen again? That'd be cool. Here's Skarmory from Collection X. This is first edition. Stamp. Pretty cool. Oh, hi kitty. Kitty cat's meowing. Hey, chirp. Okay. You got Dark Ampharos. Japanese Neo Destiny. From darkness into light. Pretty epic. Pretty epic set names they have over in Japan. Yes, the wave guiding hero Lucario. 10th movie commemoration set. Literally, this is the only one I have of the 10. I did not just buy the whole thing as a set, which maybe I will one day, but like, I don't know. I think this is cool. Or Sphere. Got a nice swirl. It's a 9. Probably won't get much money for that, but I think it's cool. Alright, so here's, oh, yeah, here's a good. This is from my cousin, from my childhood collection. I graded a few cards. It's a Dark Crobat. Ooh. Your item sold for $3. Goldango EX double rare. Oh, nice. This Dark Crobat, my older cousin gave me when I was a little kid, and this is like the oldest holo that I own. Well, it's not actually. It is not, but I wanted to grade it because, I mean, just look at it. I've had this for shit. How many years? 20? This went from like ruffling around in a plastic bin to being put in a sleeve and in a binder for a year, and then graded. I think it's cool to have stuff from childhood. And it also gave me a good gauge on like, what does a PSA 5 look like? Like, how arbitrary is it really? And I kind of had a feeling this would be a 3, 4, 5, 6 in that range. And yeah, it's probably consistent. I mean, this is a 6 cert. This is from the first PSA submission I did myself. Yeah, PSA 5 Dark Crobat. And this one, yeah, Delta Species Reverse Holo Flareon. Look at how beat up it is. Probably put this in my pocket. Got probably a binder ding somewhere. Well, yeah, chipped up. Love this. And another Delta Species holo. And this is just a holo, no set stamp. And Dragon Frontiers. I love this Ninetales though. Yeah, and those were from my first PSA submission. Cool to see like what grades they're giving out for cards that look like that I like literally have had for 20 years. Well, that one no, not so much. The Delta Species and the Ninetales and the Flareon. Haven't had those for 20 years, but the Crobat, yeah. Love this from Breakthrough. One of the 2 Mewtwo. I do like the red background one. We'll eventually pick that one up. But these X and Y gold border secret rares are pretty damn cool. And this is cool. He's got like the aura around him. Pretty cool. It's another one. Nice swirl. My most recent PSA submission. Sceptile. I think Trico is my favorite starter. Sceptile. We like Sceptile. Shining Arceus. Shining Legends. I think it picked this up for like 15 bucks raw. Super clean. Glad that one 10. What else? Giratina V-Star from Crown Zenith. Kiragawa artwork. Check. Yeah, I picked this raw like a long while ago. Graded it. 7 cert. It's crazy, like we're in the 100 million for cert numbers. Like wild. Absolutely wild. But this, I actually had this listed for a little bit, like over the summer, and it didn't sell, and I think I had it listed for half the price it is currently selling for, and I buy it now on eBay. And I really like Giratina, so I keep. Here's one that I picked up recently that I'm kind of speculating on a little bit. I don't know how long I'm gonna own this one. Probably a while. Picked it up for, I believe, 400 flat. It's like a month ago. So, I mean, it did, done okay on it so far, but this is a card I bought like raw so long ago. Not this one, but just the Charizard V alt art. I bought it raw on eBay like 2 years ago, and it was shipped to me like just like floating around in a cardboard box, like in a box, like it was shipped in like an Amazon box, like person reused the Amazon box, and just put the card in a sleeve, not in a top loader, just like in the box. So I was a bit upset about that, because it like the top edges were all chipped up. It was pretty disappointing. So kind of left it be for a little while and didn't. I did end up like selling it off and just kind of got some money back out of it, but I had the opportunity to pick up just the PSA 10 already graded. Save the time. It was a good deal in front of me, and I mean, hey, I've heard don't go broke on good deals, but this is a good one. I think I won't be too hurt from that one, I don't think. The Lugia V alt art from Silver Tempest. This is one I picked up raw. Like, geez, long while ago. I guess 2 years ago. Hit 10. Woo. That's actually kind of crazy that what that one has done recently. It's like almost it's above 600 bucks. Crazy. All right, here we go. One of my other favorite cards in my collection. This is, well, I pulled this and it graded a 10, and I jumped around and ran around and screamed around, and I couldn't contain myself. And the card then was not nearly expensive as it is right now. And it's crazy to see what this card is selling for recently. I'm kind of off center, I just realized. That's all right. Maybe I'll use this right side here for some like pop-up graphics if I decide to use them. But funny story about this actually is I had the inkling when all those vintage cards came into my local my LGS, I was a bit torn, and I also didn't have enough money to just go in and buy all of the vintage PSA 9s and 10s that were in there. So I had to like try to think outside the box, and I decided to trade this card for that Salamence and Mewtwo that I showed before, and it was it just felt like I was off. I was just off. I didn't feel right not having this card in my collection. This is like something that I was like so after, and I mean like the like the cover of Pokemon Platinum, just like being lost in the abyss. Like that's what's up. That's one of the coolest artworks I think Pokemon has done. Shinji Kanda blessed the hobby with this one. I missed it really bad. It was like 2 weeks later. I texted the guy that helped me do the trade because he actually bought the Giratina from the store. And I was like, hey dude, I'll give you $50 more than what you paid for it. And I bought it back for $650. And like, thank God for that dude Matt who helped me out. And like, it again, I have a lot of embarrassing moments in this hobby, and I'm going to, now that we're really deep into this, I don't mind sharing. But yeah, I'm really grateful that he let me buy this one back, because it's super important. And not that like cardboard is really that important, but I do love this card, and I'm glad that he let me buy that one back. Here's another one. Arceus V. Recent PSA submission. Another Brilliant Stars alternate art. Love this card. Actually, I've graded a few of those now. Here's another pickup from the first card show that I ever went to. The same show that I bought the PSA 5 Delcatty EX. I bought this card for $30. In a PSA 10. It's like in the, like quote unquote, say junk slabs. Not that this is like a junk slab, because it's Jesse and James. Like it wasn't really a junk, but it was a cheap slab. It was in the cheap slab bin. The junk slabs are like 8s and 9s of bullshit. Those are junk slabs. I think we all know that. But this was super cheap, like the same cost as some of those junk slabs. And like I just felt like that was undervalued at $30. Now that it's as expensive as it is, I don't know what to say about like undervalued, overvalued. Like that's, at this point, like I don't even want to say any of that shit, because it's who knows. The Absol. Look up Absol's Pokédex entry. And there are a few different ones, but there's a lot to why I like Absol. And Pokédex entries are a pretty good reason for that. Here's a couple sequential 9s. Jirachi from Hidden Legends. Reverse in the holo. Shout out to PK, Poke Knowledge. streaming for Catch 'em All Collectibles now. He was selling these in Charlotte Collecticon. Bangers. And well, actually, here's a funny story. This holo I picked up in Charlotte from PK, and then in New Jersey, like the following year, I picked this one up to match it. He still had it. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Here's one. Typhlosion with a swirl. Kind of a second swirl over here. How do we feel about Typhlosion lately? Let me just say that these were purchased before any Typhlosion baloney surfaced. Here's a good one. This card in English is impossible to grade. Really in a 10, but a 9 is hard to grade. It's hard to grade in a 9 too. In English, that is. And like, pretty hard to grade in Japanese too. It's not like it's a walk in the park per se, like it is like grading this kind of Japanese. A little bit different, but that card specifically in English is like, I don't even know, it's like less than 20 of them in a PSA 10. Unknown. Love this. Love how it spells victory symbol in, like, with unknown. Pretty cool. I feel like that one gets like, maybe, I don't know, maybe at this point it doesn't get talked about a lot, but like I feel like everyone's like, did you know it's victory symbol with unknown? Like, I feel like every like Instagram reel. I think maybe it's just because I'm on Instagram too much. Yeah. Did you know the unknown spell out victory symbol with unknown? I love this one. Pulled this from a booster box that my mom got me for Christmas. How about that? What was that? 2022 Christmas 2022. So thank you, Mom, for an Unknown V alt art and a PSA 10. Now this one. This is a banger. I'm not ready to sell this. Eric is pressuring me to sell it. No, I won't say that. He's not pressuring me to sell it. I think everyone is pressuring everyone to sell shit right now. And for good reason. Like it's not like, I'm not gonna disagree. But I do love this. And it was a long time coming getting one of these back. I graded this in a 10 so long ago and flipped it. Like 2 years ago. And now I have one again. Woohoo! All right, almost done. 3 cards left. Here's one. This is the first PSA 10 that I graded myself. This was the first card on the submission. I think it deserved it. I think most PSA 10s probably deserve them. I really think this this could do well at Beckett, but like I'm not that crazy. I'm crazy. I'm not crazy enough to do that. Yeah, I mean, like this card, like just as a raw single, picking it up and grading it at 10. Like it's not like it's, oh, like I gotta have it. It's like iconic. I do love this card, but I don't think I would feel the same way about it if it weren't the first PSA 10 that I graded myself and like the first VMAX alt art that I hit from Evolving Skies. So like all those things considered, like I like this because of those memories. While I'll always have those memories, this card is a nice frequent reminder that like that was really fun. And this is really fun. Here's another one. Erica's Vileplume. Well, it's not Erica's Vileplume. Erica's in it, and it is her Vileplume, but it doesn't say it's Erica's Vileplume, like we're about to get with the trainer Pokemon and Journey Together, Destined Rivals. Big excitement there. This is pretty sweet though, and like really well centered. I've graded this card twice, and I actually sent the wrong one the first time, and it got a 9. I bought 2 of them at the same time. I was like, all right, one of these is good, and I just sent the wrong one, like the one that was a little bit more off centered than this. Like the centering is really solid. Yeah, happens, but I love that one. I'm gonna hang on to that for a while. Cosmic, great set. All right, last card. I don't know why this. I'm not really. There's no specific reason to end on this one, but Rayquaza VMAX Rainbow from Evolving. This card kind of stonked recently. Like most cards have stonked recently, but like they all are. They're all stonking. That's great. All right. I think that's it. This is like almost an hour. This is gonna be almost an hour long. And if you watch the whole thing, wow, thank you. And thank you for your time. And I hope you enjoyed. Because if you didn't, that would suck. That's a lot of time. That if you didn't enjoy it, my goodness. I'm sorry. All right. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.